Okay, Greg, I do want to say we're gonna go transition into Wistoria now, friends. It's Wistoria time. I want to say before you start this episode. So watching or reading the manga as much as I have, which is up to like chapter 39, 40.
We are moving to. You're talking about Wistoria now, right?
Yeah, yes. Did
Okay.
you not hear me say that? Sorry.
No, I did
My
hear
bad.
you say that, but it was very abrupt transition.
It
I wasn't
was.
ready for it.
That's
You were
what I
switching
do.
positions, and I just wasn't ready.
Yeah, I like to throw everyone around. Fuck, dude. So my favorite character in the manga that I've read so far is 100% Zio. Every time that he has been in the manga, I've been like, yes, this dude fucking rules. I can't wait to watch him do hood rat shit. And we have this episode where finally we get Zio getting crazy with it a little bit. And it makes me so happy because, like, all the other Magiavander, I don't give a shit about. Like,
Eleanor.
what's his name?
Eleanor's
the witch. Is the elf one.
Kakarot.
Yes, that guy. Who fucking cares? Eyes closed guy. Nobody cares about you. Your fucking whatever chess you're playing. We want to see the most insane dude who is just, it literally talks about it in this episode, fighting for the future of this world. He's like, anything we can do to secure our future, I'm going to do it. Why do we not have the dwarves help us? Like, why are we not going through this? And everybody else is like, well, I don't know. We're doing it by our way. And no. This guy's just like, we need all the help we can get. And he's willing to help everybody along the way to do so.
Yeah, I think Zio is the audience. Because these are all the questions. I have a note in here about this too. But these are all the questions that I've been asking for almost like 2 seasons about Wistoria.
Mm-hmm.
And why are things the way that they are? Why are they doing things this way? Why do we have the bloom? Why is it like this? And Zio doesn't necessarily answer those questions. He's just like, we got to change it if we want to progress forward towards like a world where everything's not completely fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, in my opinion, this is like corporate America-ish. So if you've ever worked for a big corporation, I'm sure you have asked these same questions of like, why do we do it this way? Like, why do I have to manually fill out this like Excel sheet, even though we have these systems? Oh, well, this guy, this is the way he does it. So, we just have to keep doing this way because that's how he did it and he likes it that way. And, like, oh, that's just how the company has done it for like 20 years. We've always used this abacus to calculate our stuff. And it's like, you could just use like a calculator or like a computer and we can get this done in a fraction of the time and then we could all like go home early. And they're like, no, we got to be here for 8 hours. So, if we use this abacus for like 7.5 of those hours and then we just go to lunch, like it'll all work out. So for me, like Zio is questioning all of that stuff. He's like, why do we work 8 hours a day? Why is it 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? Like, why can't we just like fucking get our work done and then like go home? And then if we have to do more work, like let's just all bang it out, get it done, and then just go from there. Why do we have to do this weird system of like fucking dumb shit that no one even knows why we're doing it? It's like, I could do my job from home, but for some reason I have to sit in this fucking office and like do this job, even though everything I'm doing is on a computer and I can just remote it and do it anyway.
It is very much that. I 100% agree. Zio is the question of the current establishment and the establishment trying to use him. And I think he's much smarter than he lets on. Everyone calls him the barbarian, and every like way that we look at barbarians in like D&D or gaming medium, you always assume instant rage and instant stupidity. I think that Zio is like, yo, if there's a wall there, why is that wall? I'm just going to walk through it because I have the power to do so. I'm creating my own door. And that's, I mean, he's not wrong. He's pretty smart guy when it comes to this stuff. And he's also, he understands his role as a Magiavander in this storyline and in this corporate America thing allegory that you've made, Greg. He's just the best. And if he's the viewer and I can eventually have abs and chests like that, hell yeah. Thanks, Greg.
You can do it.
I'm trying.
You can be Zio. You can unbutton your pants without using your hands. You can skateboard on a halberd. You can do anything.
This fight was like, I was such a huge fan of it, by the way. When I read it in the manga, I was like a few scenes of this happened, but they expanded on it quite a bit. it feels like, in this episode. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I had a good time. Greg, did you have a good time watching this episode?
I did. I do have some notes on it, but as a whole, yes. Out of all the episodes on Wistoria, this probably had to be like one of the best episodes for me.
So far? Like, talk about both seasons?
Yeah, both seasons. This was one of the best episodes of Wistoria as an anime series, particularly because of Zio. If we didn't have the Zio exposition before the fight, I'd probably just be like, I don't know, whatever, dude. The fact that they expanded on Zio and his thought process and like what he's trying to do and what he feels, I think really added to the rest of the episode. So I thought this episode was cool. I mean, there are a couple dick jokes in here, but more or less the
I
episode
mean, look at him. He's
good.
holding it with one hand, and I mean, it deserves more than one.
Here we go. Wistoria, episode 11. Starts with a 2-year-old flashback, and Eleanor narrates that Zio is shit and uneducated, as Zio points his spear at Aaron, and Zio is like, dwarves are useful. Why not use them? And Kakarot says, well, they can't use magic. And Zio is like, well, you trust them to dig your holes, so that would be useful in the dungeon. And if your pride keeps you from using them, then I'll do it. Zio continues and says if the world gets fucked because we didn't use our resources, then that means we're stupid. Or is there another reason we don't use them? As he charges his spear to bust in Aaron's face.
Nice.
Aaron is like, I ain't no snitch. And Zio's like, sick. Well, if it's to take down the celestial host, then I'm good with it. Then it cuts to Kakarot, and he says Zio is too aggressive for the magical world. And Zio is like, nah, you're shit. If our current systems don't work, why don't we change it? Especially this stupid mage system that everyone jerks off for. And then my note here says, thank you, Zio. I have a character I can identify with now. And this is actually Ragnar Crimson. We had white hair, lightning, bell-bottom pant guy in Ragnar Crimson, and he looks exactly like Zio.
Are you talking about the dude that died?
Yeah, the one that fought the main character, and then he like, what's faster than lightning? Light! And then he like cut him in half or whatever. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's after he cut his head off, and then he electrocuted him in like, 8-bit on that.
That's right. Well, they were outside of the planet at that point. What the fuck was that show? That was like a fever dream.
I'm just Googling Ragnar Crimson lightning guy.
Is Ragnar Crimson...
Volt Kamui. Okay.
Yeah, Volt Kamui, yeah.
Yeah, so when he goes into Super Saiyan mode, his hair turns white, I think. It's not always this black with the white, but he does have a spear as well. Oh no, he does go black and gold. It just reminded me of him. So, okay, he may not look like him, but he reminds me of him.
Reports indicate the studio is waiting for the manga to build up enough source material, releasing a second season.
But Kakarot narrates Zio is an idiot, but he envies his simple desires of wanting or not wanting something. And an idiot with no power...
Kakarot's the idiot here.
I think that's the point of all of what's going on, these like flashbacks or whatever. But he says Zio's an idiot, and an idiot with no power is a fool. But an idiot with power is dangerous. It's Elfie's turn to narrate about Zio, and she says Zio's cool when he's an ally, but when he's an enemy, the Lightning Lord's wand, Thor Zeus Face, fucks hard. Cut back to the present now, and Zio is taking ownership of Will, and Elfie is like, no, he's mine. And Zio is like, fine, whoever wins gets him. And they're like, deal. And Elfie uses L-Glass Frost L7 in domain expansions Fruzel Cardinia. But Zio teleports behind her, nothing personnel kid, and Kamehamehas, but she has Ars Weiss casted, and Armenta Elusias, Unlimited Bladeworks Zio.
Yo, Greg, your explanations of this, they're good, but they remind me of when people compare video games. And they're like, oh, it's like a Souls-like meets a Metroidvania. You know what I mean? It's like you're combining the two things so that you could explain it for people that haven't seen what's going on, right? I appreciate that shit. And I just want you to know, keep it going.
Oh, okay. Well, don't mind if I do. Because all the kids are like, holy shit, this is crazy. And Julius is like, man, it took me like 45 minutes to cast that shit. And Elfie is doing it instantly.
I have zero screenshots of the kids throughout this whole fucking
Which is
episode.
fine. I mean, they provide zero
they're just
value.
there.
So
Yeah, the like everything is like cool stills of like Zio and fucking Elfie doing dope shit. And also the animation in this episode, there's like no, from what I can see, there's no CG. And it's just all like animation. And it's pretty fucking sick. It's not great.
yeah, that's
But-
again, the animation as a whole isn't like the best, right? It's
No.
like pretty average, if not below average. But this scene in particular, like I thought they did a good job.
Yeah.
I thought this episode was cool, like no jokes. But Elfie then casts Revele Calantibium and Stellis Nate and is pummeling Zio. But he's like, if I wanted a kiss, I would have asked your orphanage mother, and teleports behind her again and uses Volgan Fluid and kills all the clones. And Sarah Dwynn is like, all of this was set up so she could use her true attack. And then she casts Circle on full bust and casts Grand Glass Dodecra, and everyone is like, holy shit, this is crazy. But then Zio doesn't take any damage and aura farms with his hands in his pockets as his magic undoes his belt and reveals his spear, and then he fucks on Elfie.
That's not really what's happening.
That's
here.
the screenshot. I mean, pretty much that looks like
He
exactly what's happening.
Punches the absolute shit out of her. Okay, so he fucking puts his hand out and the spear comes up from the ground and it's dope as fuck because then the narrator's like, and then you get Thor Zeus, whatever bolt, fucking blast, fucking lightning allegory, and you're like, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Well, I like my notes better. I thought they sounded cooler.
Okay, whatever.
Colette is like, oh, damn. Does he have close range magic like you, Liana? And Liana is like, nah, he's just busting everywhere. And then turns his spear into a hammer with Valgnar Donner and then continues to fuck on Elfie. So something I noticed, Liana has been faint and flush this whole time. So ever since they went and talked to Werkner, she hasn't seemed herself lately. And I don't know what it is. And it's probably something stupid, like she hasn't eaten like 400 crepes in the last 2 hours, so she's probably like really tired. But it is something that they have brought up. And even in this scene here where Liana's kind of explaining it, she has like the little sweat drops and stuff and like seems kind of like enfeebled. But then it cuts to Finn and Serdwin, and Finn is like, Zio is going to 100% win, and says he's been to the 48th level of the dungeon, something only Aaron has done other than Zio. And Zio is very close to a sword, even though he's a wand.
This aura farm shot, come on, man. He's so much cooler than Kamui. Kamui's a bitch.
I agree.
I love lightning powers in anything because I think lightning as an element is like, I think Storm's an incredible character. I think using lightning is so abstract and so destructive that it's really a cool power.
It just kind of sucks that in video games, I feel like lightning isn't necessarily related to hard destruction. Because normally, like in Diablo, like Fireball is known as like the spell that is just like exploding, AoE damaging. Ice is kind of known for what slows, and then lightning is known for its like fast cast time or something like that.
Speed in general.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I do like that idea that his lightning is more destructive than just being like really fast.
I got the 2 screenshots, Greg. We learned.
Okay, then yeah, let's take a commercial break here.
Zio Thor Zeus Rainbolt. Age 23. Height 177 centimeters. He's 5'8", if anyone's curious. Birthday 7th of Hollis Moon. Likes meats, alcohol, spicy flavors, and people who can claw their way up from rock bottom. He's the best. Dislikes vegetables, juice greens, sweet flavors, people content with being weak. Cool. Awesome. And then he's someone he'll never forget. I don't understand the previous Lightning Lord's wand, Thorzeus Foss, What? What does that have any correlation to anything?
I just like how the girls' commercial stuff is just like, oh, Teehee, Galbathos was my first love. And oh, I love fucking sweet things and flowers. And then Zio is just like, someone he'll never forget. Fucking some other strong dude that fucked as hard as him. And then it's like, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah. He's like, they were at the gym together. It was sick.
Yeah. I don't know,
then deepest dungeon floor, 48th. Equipment, Lightning Lord's Wands, Thorzeus Foss. Lightning Strike Necklace from the previous Thorzeus Foss. Skills, nearly all lightning magic. Concurrently incanting Lightning Strike. Bare-handed fighting tactics learned from the dwarves. No wonder he likes the dwarves. Makes sense. As a Magiavander, he is the most powerful lightning mage. He is combat instinct incarnate, and even among the Magiavander, his unparalleled strength in close quarters combat is boastworthy. He possesses a natural gift for recognizing the types of magic and techniques that suit him, and for stealing them from others. The way he lives his life has earned him the nickname Barbarian. He's awesome. He's the coolest character in the show, dude.
Cool, dude.
He's so fucking cool. And then, Greg, I have the other one for Sarissa Alfield. Hers is just like, I like cute shit. She's 27, 172 centimeters tall. 14th of El's Moon is her birthday. Likes happy, sickeningly sweet romance novels. Cool. Dislikes walnut cookies. I'm fucking what? Lady, walnut cookies are delicious. First love, her older former fiance.
Dude, this is what I mean. Like, why can't it be more for like the male? Like, why does it have to be like that?
First
abrasive,
love could
right?
be, yeah, like for Zio, it could say first love, someone he'll never forget. And then that, but for her, it's first love or someone she'll never forget, her older former fiance. Like, it's interchangeable, but it's so weird that they have to specify.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, all the girls' ones are like super cute and like, oh, give me all the info so I can goon on them. But then, you know, with Zio, it's like, why can't we have it reversed? What if I wanted to goon on Zio?
Yeah, let me goon, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to goon. Deepest dungeon floor reach, 37th. Not bad. Very, very strong. Equipment, Cold Iron Wand. Skills, nearly all ice magic. And how to force Elfaria awake.
No, it's silly. Oh, because she oversleeps.
The aide-de-camp of the Ice faction. As Alfaria possesses zero ability to lead an organization, Sarissa toils away, essentially managing the faction on her own. She was once the leading candidate to become Albus-Vina, but when a certain prodigy appeared, that was scrapped. At the time, she saw Alfaria as an enemy, but now she is completely at her mercy.
Cool. Should I keep going?
Yeah, go for it, Greg.
Okay. But it cuts to Eleanor sulking, and her aides are like, hey, what's up with that? And they say Eleanor was defeated by Elfie's Albus-Vina, so she doesn't want Elfie to win because that means Elfie is stronger than her, but she doesn't want her to lose because that means Zio is stronger than her. Lose-lose for Eleanor.
All this fighting happens, which is this awesome fucking beam. This screenshot goes hard, I just wanted to say. And then this is the part. So I'm like a minute behind you. My bad.
Elfie is all beat up and Zio hasn't taken any damage. And Julius is like, hey, Will, wake up. The only thing that would give her strength is seeing that big donger of yours. Will is able to mutter Elfie's name. And Zio's like, oh shit, let's go. Why you fight so hard? And Elfie is like, love. And Zio's like, what? And she's like, this time I'm going to love on Will instead of Will loving on me. And then Colette gets mad and breaks the fucking railing. Okay, Zio charges and Finn narrates that if you can freeze all of Zio, then you're good. And Elfie casts El Glass Frost L10 and freezes all of Zio. And Elfie says it's her secret weapon. And she can only cast it once half her magic is gone. And some other shit criteria, probably.
I thought it takes half of her magic, not only when she has half of her magic gone.
No, from what it sounded like to me, she can cast it only after her magic's gone because she made a comment that casting all of these other spells was exhausting.
Okay.
That's how I understood it. And Elfie is like, I made this magic for Will so he couldn't run while I tried to fuck him. And then she punches Zio in the face.
She needs to fucking chill. I understand that she's all chill because ice, but no, she needs to chill the fuck out, dude.
Zio gets up and starts an incantation, and Kakarot is like, oh shit, he's serious. And everyone is like, oh shit, Zio is using Amazon Prime magic. But Elfie starts her own incantation and they start fighting. But then Will wakes up and is like, Elfie, why are you fighting? And then Zio summons Alistair. And then Elfie summons Anivia. And now they're on Summoner's Rift. All
Didn't
random
even
all
put that
mid.
together, Greg. That was so good. Oh, man, that was so good.
And that's how the episode ends, basically.
I've got so many screenshots of all of this stuff happening, so we're gonna go through them.
Yeah, go through.
They're incanting, and their incantations are so like extravagant, hard as fuck lines on both sides. Like Zayo's like, I'm gonna destroy the entire world with summoning this dude, and Elfie's like, I'm gonna freeze the entire world summoning this dude, and then I mean, you're right. You get the summon of Alistair with an axe now, and then Glacia lost Albus, and then they kind of
Tell me that isn't Golden Alistair and
yeah, it is 100% regular Anivia. You're right. You're 100% right. Pinky says Ju no Ho. Is that what that is? Minudasu Fudurite, a barrier magic that both protects Alfaria and freezes the opponent the closer they get to her. However, it requires Alfaria to use half of her magical energy within a certain proximity in order to activate it. According to her, she initially invented this magic in order to keep Will from escaping her embrace. Dude, that girl needs to fucking chill.
either that or she needs an outlet, and the only outlet is Will's penis.
No, because then she's going to get more attached to Will, and we need to not have that.
I think you need to
Anyways.
get more attached to get less attached. You know what I mean? It's like a Chinese finger trap. Like you got to push in before you pull out. If you try to pull out too soon, then that's not good. Chinese finger trap.
Anyways, okay. All right, Greg. I appreciate you dearly.
Yeah, I assume the other Magiavander have similar powers. Eleanor's aides go to like each end of the arena, and then they basically cast a barrier so like their spells literally don't just destroy the entire tower. So I thought that was a nice touch. And I will say, like, I liked this episode. This was the coolest episode so far in Wistoria, and I don't really have too many complaints about it. I thought it was going to be kind of dumb at the beginning of the fight, but all of the spells made sense, even though Elfie casted like a million of them. And I feel like Zio casted like 3, maybe. But then we can even see that all the kids are like, oh shit, this is crazy. These Magiavander can cast incantationless magic. But then when they get serious and they have to cast something big, even the Magiavander have to like incant. It was too oddly similar to League of Legends, though. I don't know if that was like a coincidence or what, but those two things that they summoned, immediately, I was like, dude, League of Legends has to be.
Yeah, I'm excited. What we get the finale tomorrow, right?
Sunday. This is all cool and stuff, but it still begs the question of how is the Celestial Host so powerful? Because now we're watching the pinnacle of mages at this moment. So even as crazy and as destructive as these two are right now fighting, is it just like Celestial Host doesn't care? Like he summons Alistair and he just, I don't know, just like
My theory
one-shots him?
My theory is that the Celestial Host is the incarnate of magic. Like he is a device as the intermediary of magic between like the abstract and the creation of magic. So you get what I'm saying? Like magic is borrowed from him, basically. And my theory is that the Celestial Host has the power to create at a global scale. I would assume if you were to equate it, it's like the Celestial, it's like a human versus a group of ants. A human is gonna just shit stomp a bunch of ants, right?
Or it's like when a wasp goes into a bee's nest and then the wasp is like, 4 times the size of like a bee, but then all of the bees climb onto the wasp and then vibrate really fast to increase the body temperature of the wasp to the point where the wasp loses consciousness and then they all just stab him.
Yeah.
If I had to predict Wistoria here, we saw it a little bit last episode where Zio gave Will that shot to the face. He just blasted it into his face and he's like, take it, Will, if you can.
Yeah.
And Will did. He took half of it. But I think the idea with those things in mind and kind of what you said about the Celestial Host being magic incarnate is that Will is supposed to be raised to be the vessel for the Celestial Host. Like he's going to absorb that bitch. That's my end theory for Wistoria.
That's a good end theory. I didn't think about that. Like, how do you defeat something that is so intangible?
Yeah,
So-
I mean, we don't know anything about the celestial host.
Right.
You know, we're just kind of speculating right now. But using your speculation where celestial host is magic incarnate and it's like making magic and it's the godfather of magic. And then with Will, we see that his main ability is absorbing magic. Ceridwen says he's a black hole for magic. So the fact that he is a black hole and just that name in general means there's no bottom to it. It'll just continuously absorb magic. He is just going to suck that thing dry until there's no more.
Right.
And he's going to
Slurping
hold
and
it
glurping.
all inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That's my theory.
Okay.
That's what I think is going to happen. If it comes to fruition, I'll probably buy a lotto ticket like 10 years too late, and then I'll just wait.
Yeah, that's what I would do too.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to do.